Hello and welcome to our channel. I am Ramal and I'm delighted to embark on this journey into the world of economics with you today. Now you may have heard of the term oligopoly tossed around in economic discussions, but what does it really mean? And more importantly, how does it affect us? An oligopoly happens when a small number of big companies control most of the market, and it is a special kind called duopoly which has only two big players. They have a lot of power to set prices and influence what's available to consumers. But how does it affect us? In an oligopoly, consumers may benefit from increased innovation and improved product quality as firms strive to outperform their competitors. However, there is also a risk of collusion between the firms to fix prices or restrict competition, which can harm consumers by limiting choices and raising prices. Before we dive into the details of game theory, let's take a moment to consider a familiar scenario, a game. Picture yourself playing a game where your success depends not just on your own decisions, but also on the actions of your opponents. That's the essence of game theory, and it's a powerful tool for understanding strategic interactions in economics. Game theory is like a playbook for understanding how people make decisions in situations like these. It helps us predict what someone might do based on what they think will do. In this video also we'll explore how firms in oligopolistic markets strategize and compete, often leading to intense battles for market share and profit. Now, Nizami will provide you with an example.
I'm Nizami, and let's get to an example. Imagine a town where there are only two suppliers of water, Ramal and Nizami. Only they decide how much water to supply and how much to sell. And we are also assuming that the marginal cost of water equals zero. So, profit is total revenue minus total cost. But since our total cost is zero, our profit equals our total revenue. So, to define what quantity will each of them produce and which price we'll charge, we'll look at different markets. Let's start with monopolistics. Monopolists always try to produce at maximum level of profit, which is 3600 in our case. Each of them sellers, Ramal and Nizami, will produce 30 gallons of water, which will make total of 60 gallons, and which will lead us to the maximum profit level of 3600. Now let's look at the competitive market. As we know, there is no barriers to enter a competitive market, so everyone will produce until our total revenue is zero and the quantity produced is 120 gallons. Since our total revenue is our total profit, the profit also will be zero. In contrast to the other markets, duopolies and oligopolies will have a different scenario. Assume they secretly agree to produce 60 gallons so that each one produces 30 and earns profit of 1800, which is a total of 3600. So what's the problem here? Nizami's reasoning will be that I can produce 30 units and earn 1800, but if I produce 40 and Ramal still produces 30, I can earn more and Ramal thinks the same. So both of them produces 40 gallons, which gives them total of 80 gallons and decreases their total revenue from 3600 to 3200. This is the reason why oligopolies and duopolies struggle to produce at maximum level of output and earn the most profit.
Now let's continue with the prisoner's dilemma. What is actually prisoner's dilemma? The prisoner's dilemma is a story about two criminals who have been captured by the police. Let's call them Bonnie and Clyde. The police have enough evidence to convict Bonnie and Clyde of the minor crime of carrying an unregistered gun, so that each would spend a year in jail. The police also suspect that the two criminals have committed a bank robbery together, but they lack hard evidence to convict them of this major crime. The police question Bonnie and Clyde in separate rooms and offer each of them the following deal. Right now, we can lock you up for 1 year. If you confess to the bank robbery and implicate your partner, however, we'll give you an immunity and you can go free. Your partner will get 20 years in jail. But if you both confess to the crime, we will not need your testimony and we can avoid the cost of a trial, so you will each get an intermediate sentence of 8 years.
Hello, here's a matrix which describes what will happen in either of their decisions whether it's remain silent or confess. So, what will their strategy be? So, in such situations, they need to choose their dominant strategy. What dominant strategy is? It's a strategy that they need to choose regardless of other people's decisions. So, in here, Bunny's decision, if Clyde confesses, will be that Bunny confesses, because in that case, she gets 20 years instead of 20 years. But if Clyde is silent, Bonnie also confesses. Why? Because in that case, Bonnie gets free. So in either of these cases, the dominant strategy is to confess. And same goes for the Clyde. If Bonnie confesses, Clyde confesses as well. And if Bonnie is silent, Clyde confesses and gets free. So when both of them confess, they get 8 years both. This is called Nash equilibrium. They could have been better if they both remained silent and got 1 year. But in oligopoly, it doesn't work like that. They hurt each other. That's why they both get 8 years.
So, to sum up, this example illustrates why oligopolies have trouble maintaining monopoly profits. Thank you for your attention.
Situation, they need to choose. Salamlaşma vermədim.
Salamlaşma birisindeydi de. Thank you for your attention.
Все хорошо, я в тебя не верю, давай. Bu video montaj edəcəm mən, və indi onun utancıyla yaşayacağım, amma utanma Nizam. Cəfər xanım zəhmət olmasa bizə 10 verin də çox əziyyət çəkib müəllimə.
9 dolar.
Müəllimə idi. 9 dolar?